excitement and pleasant surprise. This guy, where have you been? When we look at profile, we are stunned and say, do we have this kind of people in the country? Where have you been? May God allow you. I hope they will let you. I hope they will let you. You know, and I tell them now, well, this country belongs to all of us. First and foremost, God rules every nation, and He's the one that has the final say. He allows man to do what he wants to do once he wants. Sometimes that's it. And I tell them that I have evidence that God has answered the prayers of Nigerians, prayers of the innocent, or the needy, the weak, the jobless, the blood of the innocent that is being shed needlessly in our country. They all been crying to God, and I believe God has answered. And when He answers, He acts and deals the way man sometimes may not understand. So the general feeling is we need people like you. You are the right guy. Everywhere we speak, some say, let's take policies away. Let's even chairman of parties who say, this is the guy, this is the right person. So that keeps reinforcing me that people see the value we bring. They see that we have a vision, unlike most of the people come to talk to them, have nothing to say except we want to be president, we want to be governor. Why? You know, so this is the overall feedback from my own perspective.
So at the time you decided to join the race, what propelled your decision to
Well, yeah, what I think was the last push, because the push has been there from 1996 when I went to New York and I was nominated the best participating sales manager after 106 that attended Pfizer International Sales Manager. And people began to applaud me and began to ask me, which university do you attend? I said, I went to the University of Ife. They say, where is that? I say, in Nigeria. They say, do you have good universities in Nigeria? I said, many of them. ABU, UNN, UNILAC, and U and so forth and so on. We have such. Then it means that there are a lot of smart guys like you in the country. Say smart guys. We have millions smarter than I am. The last question they asked me that day was, then why is your country the way it is? That day something happened. Because as I returned to Nigeria, as I entered Murtala Mohammed Airport, I began to see the difference between Murtala Mohammed Airport and JFK. The air conditioner was not working, the toilet was not working, my luggage still 1.5 hours. When it came out, I was already ripped. I came out to enter a car. Taxi drivers and hustlers were dragging me left and center right. In JFK, I arrived, immigration queued up, passed. My luggage was waiting for me. I went out, the taxi drove up. Where are you going? So I'm going to New York City from 32nd Street. They say they entered, put his meter. I arrived, he read the meter, I paid, and left. Nobody hassled me, nobody struggled with me. My baggage was not ripped. That's the day it started saying, what can I do to make Nigeria be like America? Because that was my frame and my reference. And since then, I've been to about 60 other countries in between. And each time I arrived those countries, unconsciously, I began to measure, look at their routes, compare with Nigerian routes, and look at their transportation system, and look at their buses, and look at their taxis. I remember my mall road, I remember my downfall, and I look at the environment, clean and neat. And I look at their houses, then I look at the education, I look at their healthcare. I'm saying, can't Nigeria be? And if that was not enough, I started going into advocacy as a way of pushing this. You know, that's what took me to MAN, to the chairman of MAN, president of NECA, chairman of the Economic Summit, and all the private sector groups I led involved in Fashion Vision 2010, 2020. How can we make Nigeria globally competitive? See, instead of our country becoming progressively better, we're getting regressively worse. I go to international seminar and they are doing data, analysis of indices, human development index, life expectancy, quality of life, infant mortality, under 5 mortality. Every index, my country is at the bottom. And I've just been grinding and I say, how can this be? Every time we support one candidate, we think somebody will bring the solution. It has not happened. So I think it's that grief that eventually came to a halt one day. I spent 3.5 hours reflecting. And at the end of it, I got motivated that stop writing, stop criticizing, stop pontificating, stop advocating, go and get the job done. That's my motivation. I need to get the job done so that our country will stop receiving this shame that keeps making us look like we're inferior or we're lower caste or something. Because deriving from that 106, there were 106 countries, and me, a black small boy, was nominated the best, not based on color, not just based on my participation. Why can't we then be stand out that way in other aspects of human life? So this is my drive.
But sir, in the last few weeks, the party has been involved in zoning controversy. Where do you stand here on this?
No, my stand is that, I'm a man of principle. Even if the principle of fact is to my find disadvantage, I stand by it because that's why I brought it. So I'm surprised that a party that says we have a policy zone is now trying to design midstream. It doesn't sound well, but like I said, if the party hierarchy leadership, which hasn't quite adopted any policy yet because it's the committee that sat and it's calculated what the committee agreed. I believe that whatever it is, they will still go back to the neck to take the final. Assuming they take that decision, my conscience will be every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Party, have you considered all the repercussions, all the consequences? If you consider all the consequences, the pros and cons, and you're comfortable, they can live with the result, then go ahead. Because there's going to be a consequence. There's no every decision you take has consequence. But this one that is so contentious. So my feeling is that at the last, just like Nigeria, PDP will pull itself back from anything that will. Because I've told my leaders in PDP that Nigeria is waiting for PDP. Yes, after 60 years, Nigeria needed to see a new leadership because they thought PDP wasn't doing well enough. But they've seen 8 years of intense reversals in our economic performance, in social well-being. Today we have 71% poverty in Nigeria, 71% of what are regarded as poor by World Bank rate, 53% of our youth are unemployed, 22% of the other 47 are underemployed. So tell me why we are surprised there is so much dislocation in our social milieu, there's high level of insecurity. Today you don't even know who to blame. Are you blaming the soldiers? Are you blaming the commanders? Are you blaming? I don't know. It's clear that there is poor governance and poor leadership. So Nigerians are willing, as I tell my people, I say they don't like PDP, but they hate APC for today. They may reverse another day, but today they're willing to give PDP a chance. But it all depends on what PDP is bringing up. If PDP does not bring something that will excite the people, that will create hope, because when you know somebody, you don't expect much anymore, especially. So those people, those of us who they look at our pedigree, they see maybe this will do something. It will be a better story, a better attraction to the people than trying to repeat some pieces. That's my advice, and I'm sincere about it. So that's the issue. The party is going through a very difficult time. Some people are trying to force themselves and their will on the party, and it's unfair because, as I was telling somebody the other day, yesterday, I say when I see because Rake, for example, leading some group of PDP aspirants going around, especially on the north, I just remembered his father. A few years ago was leading people. What was he doing there? It is the turn of the north. Yes. It is the turn of the north. Now he's leading people to say it is not anybody's turn. Let us do consensus. Consensus with who and between who. You are subverting the principle of justice equity. You're talking about consensus. It's unfair, and the people of the Southeast are feeling very sore. That when it gets to our own time, the rules is changed. Did you do anything? Is this the war that we fought that Nigeria doesn't want to forgive us? Then if Nigeria doesn't want to forgive us, they should send us away so that we know that we're not part of this country. But it can't be asking we are. And then when it gets our turn to get to be treated like others, we're treated differently. I believe that we're all human beings, and they say pinch a man and you know how it touches you. I think that the greatest thing PDP can do for Nigeria, do for itself, is to allow a south, someone from the southeast. He will that will solve so many problems. Not only will it take away reduce the agitation, and I give the people of the southeast a sense that war has actually ended and that they are really bona fide citizens. It will also allow the southeast to bring what they are known for, enterprise. They are known for enterprise. And today, what we need is enterprise to build wealth, to create wealth, so that wealth can drive away poverty. And I think the Southeasterner may be, it's a talent God has given him. It's not, everybody has their own. There are those who have more education, there are those who want TT, but that's an area. Build more, create wealth. That's what Nigeria needs. Because poverty is the number one demon affecting our country. Poverty is number one demon. Corruption is number two demon. Insecurity is number three demon. And then injustice. Those demons are related, they come from the same father. But the most potent is poverty. And I think by this position, which is we are frontiers, we move around, we create enabling environment for us to do business, for other people to do business. Maybe Nigeria should try and see what benefits that can create to the country.
So I need to make two clarifications here. People often refer to the PDP, that is, the constitution of PDP allows for zoning and all of that, and they always cite that example. I wanted to clear that, maybe what the constitution of PDP says.
What the constitution says that they rotate the rotation of power between the north and the south. Okay, I must also admit that when PDP did this, they also had this feeling that they will rule all the time. They didn't quite factor that some other people rule. I get it, but that was so. It's if the north rules this and the west. Now the confusion that is coming in is that it is not the PDP that can rule. Another party is ruling, and they are producing somebody from the north. Okay, so therefore we should not be looking at just the PDP candidate. That's who is the president. Because it's not the president of the party; it's the president of the country. So the essence of that law is that if we have the president from the north this time, the next time it should be from the west. If we have a chairman of the party from the west and north this time, it should be from the south. That's the principle. Okay, but in a multi party system, anybody can come in because the argument, if you see some people from the north, they make an argument that from 1999 to now, Southern, there have been much more Southern PDP leadership than North. That is only half of the story. Because the truth is that if that argument remains, let me give you an example. If now we allow a Northerner to come and he runs the election and fails, the Southerner wins, PDP. So in 2027, we say zone it again to the north because we have now expanded the number of years the Southern have raised. So it will perpetually be zoned to the north. So it doesn't make sense. The simplest way is if the president of the country comes from the next time, it should come from this side. That one makes sense. That is the intensity of that constitutional. There will be rotation of powers, the rotation between the north and the south. Then within the north or the south, then they can then do a micro zone around where they live. And today, the southwest is not in the race for PDP. Even if I who just joined, they are joining because they are seeing the trick that the other guys are trying to play and all that. But they have always said this is the turn of the south. Even the south, it just recently that their governors also jumped into the fray. But I know that at the end of the day, I still believe that good sense will reign. Nigeria has this method of as if we will fall in, then we will just come out and diffuse I think we also have.
From your experience so far, sir, as a professional and an accomplished one at that, how do you always balance out playing politics with professional politicians who are more concerned about just party positions and things like
Yeah, the point is that it is a new paradigm. Each time you come, when you finish, they say, Mazi, you lectured us. If I yesterday they said I preached a sermon in one of, I think was it in Lokoja or yeah, I preached a sermon 2 days ago. They don't listen, they don't speak the way we speak. I mean, I went to speak to one serious party man in Abuja after finishing jumped up. Say, I've been in party politics for 30 years. Nobody has spoken to me. These are not the issues we discuss. So it's something new. And they are taking it in with some bit of, is this for real? For me, the original resistance in the type of policy we are preaching, that we don't need, it's a process of sacrifice. I have not acquired wealth from anywhere to come and dash or distribute or bribe them to give me a responsibility which will cost me so much. What I'm doing is making myself available. I'm meeting the minimum logistics requirement to sell myself. But bring money and be giving people. You know, in politics, if somebody greets you, it takes money. He greets you, you give him money. As long as you're running for office, everything is money. We resisted it. Even when we formed a new Nigeria group, that's all we saw. That if we want a new country with a new political culture, with a new governance and leadership, we must change our attitude. Otherwise, we'll get the same result. It's been a tough thing, but over time, people are beginning to understand that there's another way to do this. And I think what even makes a better case for us is that they have seen that after all this shaman, nothing has changed, both at local level, subnational level, and federal level. So people are becoming gradually telling themselves, it's not all about money. It's not all about money. It's not all about money. I want to say a very important man in Adamawa, you know, and he says, Mazi Sam, you are the only one who comes here. You come with your flyer. You tell us your vision. Other people don't, they just throw money. I've told them that money alone will not solve the problem this time. So you see that kind of a change. And people are saying, this is something new. We should listen to this guy, you know. Then others are asking, does he have enough money? Does he have enough money to fight the election? And the question is, whoever had enough money to fight the election? Was it Jonathan? Was it Obasanjo? Or is it even this Buhari? The only people who have had money to fight elections in this country, they never became, started from Ohuabunwa to Mko Abiola, you know, and Atiku. These are the people you can see that seem to have enough money from their own pocket. Other people came to president, people rallied around them, and we want to model that, because last night I was at a fundraising where Nigerians across the board were raising small money across the world for us. You know, that's the way it is done in the US. That you volunteer to serve, doesn't mean you should go and borrow money or go and consign yourself to a goddess or a shrine to give you money to run politics, or get people who collect IOU. The day you come to office, they now lay their claim and they have no money to do roads, no money to do school, no money, because you're paying back your IOU. We are trying to do it. It's like, as they say, climbing Europe with you bad. But things, according to Mandela, it's always regarded as impossible until it is done. So we hope that with God we will prove that there's another way to do politics in a more ennobling manner than the pettiness that we find in the standard Nigerian politics.
Sir, if we have to go back to 1960 and now, historically, the Southeast have only been given, should I say, less than a year to rule those countries. That was kind of GTU and Benue. Yeah. And ever since then, there has never been anyone from Southeast that has assumed power. And the narrative that has been going around is, one, the civil war, then two, the system of administration that was adopted by GTU and Benue. Beyond all that, why do you think the other side of Nigeria are very skeptical about Southeast assuming that power of presidency?
I really cannot tell. Maybe it's fear of Well, it could be that they've not still forgiven the Southeast. It could still be a lingering unforgiveness that they tried to secede. It could be. I think it's more like that. Because I know that if that affected me, I was working in the private sector. The day I was brought to the board of the company, somebody said, gentlemen, we have no choice but to bring Mazi to the board, even though he fought in the truth. And I didn't know how it worked. But it meant that had been an issue, even though. So, I'm talking about something that happened in 1993 when I became CEO of Pfizer. That statement was, I know, in 1990, when I was being called to the board, the statement was made and I was embarrassed. But, I thought that by now, I should have forgotten that. I mean, after all, in 1970, the one said, no Victor, no vanquish, reconciliation, reconstruction. So why are we coming 60 years? In fact, the Igbo got close to become president 9 years.
Yes.
When Ohuabunwa became vice president. 9 years after the war. So it's unimaginable that 40 years after that, the animosity, if it's the cause. The other one is maybe just, this what they call sibling rivalry or sibling jealousy. There are certain, certain things about the Igbo that may be offensive to some people. And they think it's, it could be something that they don't want. Maybe they are succeeding without help. Suppose they're able to have power, they will
dominate.
Such kind of thoughts. But I think they are very negative thoughts. The Igbo in Nigeria wants good for. If you are looking for who is the believer in Nigeria, it's Igbo. I'm telling you. Sometimes I ask you, will the Igbo man break Nigeria? Break Nigeria for who's benefit? I'm here in Lagos. Break Nigeria so that I can be where? Go to my village or what? Who will break Nigeria? The Igbo is everywhere. After the indigenous population in almost every state of Nigeria, the Igbo is next. The Igbo is next. I'm going to Sokoto tomorrow, and already the Igbo community is waiting for me to receive me in addition to seeing the people I'm going to see. They're all over the place. So where are they going? Even if you want them to go back to Igbo land, there will be no space. So those who are agitating for Biafra is their own way of crying out for equity, justice. And if PDP does try to do what they are trying to do, they may just worsen the situation. And I just hope they don't do it. They just do that good common sense and the Holy Spirit will speak to them to say, let us leave, let us continue with our zoning mechanism. Because that was one thing they repeated to Nigeria. And if they change it midstream, as I said, there are going to be consequences. What those consequences will be, I don't know. But I'm certain there will be. It's safer to remain on principle. Because when you're on principle, nobody can fault you. This has always been our principle. Even if it goes sour, even if something, after you do that, it didn't yield result, at least you based on some principle. But if you just out of nothing, you want all is interested, you want somebody that will win election. Who said is the person that win it? Who among those who they are counting? Who has won election? How many times have they won election? How many election did they win? The way they say they are the ones that can win election. They are telling people that are the ones that can win election. Someone was doing analysis that showed that even they couldn't win the elections they participated, they won more outside their own area of jurisdiction. So I think the best thing for our party is to follow the principle. It will help heal the nation. It will help make the party take office and rescue Nigeria. This will be I did it. I believe that running Nigeria, uniting Nigeria, or making Nigeria work is not as complicated as if you come with justice, equity, and fair play. Every Nigerian in the north, in the south, in the west that I've met are speaking the same word. Those who are worried, for example, those who are worried about restructuring, is that nobody has explained to them what are the consequences. If you lose one, how do you regain? If you lose one, how you are compensated? If somebody sees and says, look, this is what restructuring means. If restructuring means you're losing this, it will mean you're getting this. And when you see it, you are doing better than what you may lose. Because life is compromised. If you hold on to what you have, you will never pass the road. Because you stay on your leg, that person stays on, nobody will give. Somebody has to move to the right so that another person can move to the left and will pass and continue the journey. That is the way life is. And all it means is engaging the people. Nigerians are not difficult. When I was in political reform conference in 2005, when they were talking about derivation pop formula,
Yes.
the people of the South wanted, was it 25%?
Yes.
And they were arguing. My guys in the North refused. The South people walked out. I went and talked to the leaders of the summit, of the conference. We set up a committee to go after the South. I was liaising between the committee. I remember that late Umaru was a member of that committee. And one day I told him, I said, sir, this one, can't we move this thing even up to 17%, 15, 17%? Because if the guys block the oil, what do we get? He says if they block, we send the military after them. I said, okay, the military will do the go and kill all of them and he possess it. Of course, they tried sending the when eventually they did their timer. They tried to send the military. They didn't end this strike until government Yaradua came with amnesty and assuaged the people. He came with Ambassador Office came with the NDDC and all that. Those were responding to the people. Fairness, equity, and justice will repair this country. Then two, you put people who understand how wealth is created. The guys running this country do not understand it. It's a pity. They don't. Because if they did, man, this country is a wealth ramp. There is so much money. Look at a guy like Dangote, who has gone into the groove and had an experience, some opportunity. Look at how good he's doing. Suppose you have 1,000 Dangotes in this country. What will you look at? From all over Nigeria, from different parts of the country. What would Nigeria look like? What is Dangote doing that other people cannot do? It's just to be given similar opportunities or push. Just push you, and then receive. Because the job of government is to motivate private sector activity. City people, I come to you, I say, hey man, how many people are you employing? You say, I have 10. I say, okay, I'm government. What can I do for you to employ 10 more? You say, okay, do this, do this. I do it for you. You employ 10 people more. Who is getting the benefit? The 10 people pay tax. Whom do they pay tax? Government. You, because you have 10 more people, you do more business. Who will your company pay tax? These 10 people go and buy something in ShopRite. They pay tax. Then you are taking 10 people out of labor market, unemployment forms. Who takes the credit? It's government. So I don't understand. It baffles me that if you want to start business now, the motivation of our leaders or government is to come and kill you. They'll throw this one, federal will come, state will come, local government will come, area boys will come, all kinds of people will come to, as if you've come to commit a crime, just to start a business that will employ people like create wealth. Because our reputation is not in that manner. That's what I'm hungry to come and demonstrate, that we can have near full employment. Near. Because when we start personal agriculture first, personal solid minerals, processing our industrial base, and then getting the young people into ICT, creativity, and innovation, then internationalizing our music, our drama, our dance, exporting, do what I call reverse tourism. Because tourists are not coming here, we take our dances and our drums, our arts and culture to New York, to Paris, to Oslo, to the capitals of the world, and collect money from them. Because every week we occupy 1 or 2 stadiums, and we are doing show, and they are watching our masquerades, watching our maidens dance, and they're ready to go for $100, £100. Easy. And we're making money. Cool. Sharing it with the artists. Because my job is to empower everybody. You are an international journalist. You've been in this journalism, I don't know whether before you were born. So, today, the world should no value, not just by what you, not just by effort. This government will see your talent and promote you. Get you to appear in places that the world can see this talent. Because at the end, Nigeria will get the talent. But the people, nobody's thinking that way. I'm making all these solutions of economics on it. I write in my book. It looks as if I'm talking to the deaf, or they think, I mean, I'm being unrealistic. So I believe that Nigeria is achievable. There is nothing wrong because who is Nigeria? It's not me and you. Me and you. What do I like that you don't like? Go to the north, go to the south. Just a small crowd of elites who take our money and use the money to subjugate us. Like now, they make it difficult for other people to come so that they can keep raping us. No, that's why I've come to challenge them. It will not happen anymore because Nigeria has prayed and God has heard our prayers and is coming to fight our battle.
What's the message to those who are watching you and listening to the rental reports?
My message is that there's hope in Nigeria. We can rebuild this country. The country belongs to us. It doesn't belong to Buhari. It doesn't belong to Atiku. It doesn't belong to Ohuabunwa. Each Nigerian is a stakeholder with equal rights. I don't need anybody's permission to do what I'm doing. As long as I'm doing what is legal, I don't need anybody's permission. I don't need anybody to agree with me. The moment my God agree with me, that's all. My wife agree with me and my children. I'm God, no. So I'm asking Nigerians, let us not act hopelessly. Let us not act if we are helpless. Because it's when you are hopeless and helpless, you get into extreme deviant behavior. You say, let's destroy what is left. You can see that showing up in the way we're turning Nigeria into a bandit nation. Group of people just agree, they set up their own, they start killing each other, killing us who didn't offend them. We become victims. So Nigerians should have hope. A new Nigeria is possible. A country that is globally competitive, that could become a first world nation, a nation that will work for all. Work for the East, work for the West, work for the North, work for the South, work for the poor, work for the rich, work for the strong, work for the weak, work for the able, and work for the disabled. Because we all are citizens of one country and we can take care of ourselves because we have enough resources. If we're a poor country, a desert, where there's famine, you can't farm, you can't, then there's an issue. The cake will be small. In Nigeria, you can bake cake that ordinary guys like us will take enough. Even the greedy can take more. And yet there'll be something left. We are so blessed. I say Nigeria is like Garden of Eden. I would say a country as blessed as I'm not kidding. Japan today is a global and industrialized nation, first world. It has no natural endowments. These things, all these ores are not important. China is the same. Singapore is the one city, the only natural endowment Singapore has is a harbor. They turned that harbor into an international transshipment center. Ships must get to Singapore to transload and they collect their money. The place has gone international finance, just harbor. How many harbors we have in Nigeria? How many places like that we can transform? You know, we're building deep sea port. That's what we ought to be doing. Money more. And traffic will flow here because, you know, investment capital goes where it is welcome and where the market is. Nigeria can control, if not African, West African market. What the biggest country? It's a question of making this place habitable, making it attractive. So anybody leaving Europe and coming to West Africa come straight to Lagos. It was like that before. But now they go to Ghana, they go to Rwanda. Even if they want to do business, they come in the morning, in the evening, they go back. That's what goes on now. They go back to Ghana to sleep. They can't sleep here because they don't know when the next kidnapper is. You know, it's a tough situation, and that's why people like us thank God because we've stayed on the sides, also thinking that there's no we can do, guys, we can do it.